Hey, good evening, team, and welcome to week 3 of organizational change. A couple of things before we get started into this week, right? Uh, I just got done grading some stuff from week 2, seeing some good work. I'm not seeing a lot of replies in the discussion boards. Remember, we do our initial post, hopefully by the end of Sunday evening, and then we reply to 2 of our classmates. I'm going to take some points off for people that are not replying and having that conversation in the classroom. Also, there are some missing assignments from week 1. I inserted some zeros into the grade book, but those are easily upgraded when those assignments get submitted. So please get your papers submitted. I know it's summer, but we can do it. Also, tomorrow is the final census day. We have everybody present, so nobody's going to be marked absent. Okay, so what are we doing this week? This week, we are talking about creating a vision for our change. And we're talking about the neutral zone also. There's some great videos in here that I posted on how to write a vision statement and some samples. So anyways, one of the samples, I put Martin Luther King's speech on I Have a Dream, because a vision statement should be something that moves us. It shouldn't be very wordy. It should be something that we remember, right? And hold on, I got my little whiteboard of terror here, right? So when we look, I got to write down, and it's really hard to write. So if I'm going to do a lot of spelling errors because I am talking and writing at the same time. And so anyways, when we look, there's really, and if anybody's prior military, this should ring a bell. We have a strategic level, an operation level, and a tactical level. Strategic level, well, this is your CEO, right? And so when they do a change and they're talking about changing culture, this is much like the Danny DeVito speech that you saw last week. He's at the strategic level. So was the Gregory Peck character that was defending the company, the CEO. They are talking about change for the organization, change to keep up with the outside world, right? The operational level, this is our mid-level management. So when they implement a change, it's usually, let's say, production line layout, could be processes or processes, like how to build a if you're building a car or whatever, and you found a better way to do it, there's more lighting. If an employee stands here, it's better. So you're going to change the processes, right? So that's kind of the operational level. Tactical level is actually the lower level on how you do it. This is the first line supervisors. So this would be, for instance, if that employee had to be relocated for the car, it could be, okay, so now the employee has to move from the left to the right, left to the right, left to the right. And vice bolting it on with 3 bolts, it's now going to be 4 bolts. And so that's a tactical change. So when you write a vision statement, let's say you're at the tactical level, and for a change, you have to make sure that your change is in alignment with the operational vision and the operational level, which should be aligned with the strategic. Because if you are first line supervisor, and let's say you are changing something that you think is for the better, but the operational and strategic vision doesn't meet that, your change is not going to last. It's not in alignment with the company's goals. So think about that when you write your change vision statement. And that being said, you should start thinking, we're in week 3, right, of a 7-week class now. So you should be thinking about your final project, which is your change that you will be implementing. at your organization, or it could be someplace else. Let's say, because I've taught this class a few times, and so sometimes people are not at an organization. You may be unemployed or you may be self-employed. So think about this. What kind of change are you going to, could you implement at home or at your church or at some organization? That should be your change. As a matter of fact, I think you guys have to email me what you're going to be doing. I'll look through that, but you should be thinking about that. And if not, I will send an email and I'll ask, hey, what's going to be your final project? And it can be as small or as big as you want. I'll give you an example of a small one, right? So let's say you're like me and you work in an office in a cubicle, and you have a contract for people to clean your office, take the trash out and all of that, right? And in that contract, well, and you move a trash can. You have a trash can that's underneath your desk, and it's a pain in the butt. It's always there, hitting your feet or whatever. So you decide, well, I'm going to move the trash can out from under my desk, and it's going to go in the corner of the office. Well, now your trash isn't getting removed. Sounds pretty silly, right? Because you have a contract for the cleaning crew to take the trash cans that are underneath the desk. You now have to change your contract with the union, with the cleaning organization, to get the trash cans that are not underneath the desk. So you have to really think about even the littlest, simplest things like moving a trash can. It can affect more than you and more than the organization. It can affect people outside of the organization. So these are things to think about. So anywho, okay, we have discussion boards. And like I said, post and reply to 2. We have to do our vision statement today, this week. I want you to watch the videos, right? Like I said, there's good videos on how to produce a vision statement because they should be catchy. It shouldn't be something prolonged that people can't remember. Think about, mission statements where you previously worked. If it was long, like a paragraph, did you remember it? Nah. If it's something catchy, you probably remembered it. But is it clear? Can the employees tell you what the vision statement is and what it means? Okay. There's also a couple of videos on Tuckman's stages of team building: forming, storming, norming, and performing. Watch those. One of them is, kind of collegiate. The other one's fun. It's the Avengers on team building. Every Avengers movie, every superhero movie, it's usually shows Tuckman. Actually, every Muppet movie too shows Tuckman stages of team building. When you form a team, and there's abrasiveness, and they storm, they try to figure out their objectives and their goals, what each other's jobs are, right? And then they norm, they say, okay, this is my job, this is your job, you do this, we do this. And then after working together, then you're performing and you're at your max capacity. And actually, sometimes you'll see a 5th stage called adjourning, which means, okay, so now that the team is done, how are we going to retain and share lessons learned from our team building experience with the next team so they don't have to go through the forming and all of that like we did? So watch those. I think they're very important. And that's about it. Okay, so everybody, you have my contact information. Please contact me if you have any questions. Like I said, if you see a 0 for any late assignments, submit it. Submit the assignment, and it won't be a 0 anymore. It's crazy how that works, right? Okay, that's all I have. Contact me if you need anything, and that'll be about it. Okay, Dave out.